Hello, my name's Gareth Harfoot. I'm running as an independent candidate in the UK parliamentary constituency of Epsom and Ewell for the 2015 general election, and this is my campaign video diary. Right, as we've got an election coming up, there's going to be a lot of talk about the economy, and it's not the simplest thing in the world, and even the Prime Minister himself got reprimanded 2 years ago for saying he was paying down Britain's debts when that isn't even a little bit true. So I'm going to try and explain a few of the concepts to you. Okay, so first of all we have the GDP. The GDP is the amount of stuff that is made in Britain that makes money. It is the amount of goods and services. And in this example we are going to represent it using this 10p piece. So next we have our budget. It's the amount of money it's going to take to run the country for the next year, to keep the hospitals open, to keep the schools going, to pay all our MPs. And that generally runs about 40% of the GDP, which in this case we're going to call 4p. Which is great, that's far less than 10p. However, that 10p doesn't represent the amount of money that the government's got to spend. It's the worth of the country as a whole. But that's fine because we pay 40% tax on our earnings and in VAT and in corporation tax. Okay, so we don't, but let's see how much we do have. Okay, so I've got 3p. That's not enough to pay for this. So I have less money than it takes for me to run the country. That is the deficit. So in this case, we are calling it 1p. So I've got my 3p to pay my 4p bill, and I'm going to need another penny to cover the deficit. So I'm going to have to do some borrowing. So can I just grab a penny? That would be awesome. So now I have 4p, and that covers the cost of running the country. However, I've also got this. I don't want to just run the country. I want to build some stuff. I want to do some things. So can I just borrow another penny? Because I'd really like to have another Olympics. Thank you. Okay, so now I have my 5p. And that covers everything. Apart from that is this one. So we have borrowed 2p for the year. And we are going to have to pay that back at some point probably, but at the very least we are going to have to pay interest on it. But what we're going to do is we're going to combine that with these. So we have shortfalls on the budget. We have World War II, World War I, the Napoleonic Wars, the War of the Spanish Succession. Yeah, we've been borrowing money for a very, very long time. And we have paid back some of it. However, for the most part, it has continued to increase. And at the moment, we have more debt in the country than we have ever had at any point in the past. Thus, when the Prime Minister said he was paying down Britain's debts, that was not true. We actually have more debt now than we have ever had in history.